they go about and preach, it's not what they teach, and no one seems to care. The whole world lives in fear, just despair everywhere.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, Ashhadu anna kullu Rasulullah, Ashhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah. In the name of Allah, in the name of the Almighty God, in the name of the Creator of our universe, I greet you, my brothers and sisters, my believing and my unbelieving brothers and sisters, with the greetings of peace. To my Christian brothers and sisters, peace be unto you. To my Hindu brothers and sisters, namaste. To my Christian brothers and sisters, Jah peace and Jah love. And to my Muslim brothers and sisters and all other denominations, I greet you with the greetings of peace in the Arabic language. Assalamu alaikum. It's a very significant day that is celebrated in most parts of the world, the Western world, which we know as St. Valentine's Day. But you know, as far as we are concerned here in this community, whatever is happening, God has got to be involved. Now, in none of our scriptures have we ever been taught to celebrate Valentine's Day. None of our scriptures have taught us that. It's not in the Bible, it's not in the Quran, it's not in the Bhagavad Gita, it's not in the Lavankatara Sutra, it's not in any of these religious books that belong to the ethnic variety of our world. But yet still, it is celebrated. It's an economic venture, and it gives people a chance to lie to each other. You know, it might sound very harsh, but then, you know, it's a symbolic day of what one feels it should be, involved with love. Now, when we look at the situation in terms of the celebration of Valentine's Day being coerced with the concept of love. For the story goes all the way back to this pious man, Valentine, and his love for a young maiden that was in distress. But anyway, it has been picked up, and we have learned it from our colonial masters that Valentine's Day is a day where we must be able to share love. Every day is a day where we must be able to share love. And we don't have to wear a special type of clothing in order to celebrate that day. But then, on the other side, it gives humanity a chance to involve themselves with their own concept of what they feel love is. And so, Valentine's Day is something that everyone celebrates, regardless of which culture they belong. And it shows you how meaningful it is for people to have love. People who want love. You know, it's not a religious thing because our scriptures don't advocate Valentine's Day, but the fact that it has to do with love rules out any type of religious ritual or religious meaning. It's just now the meaning of love. And since everybody is getting involved in it, it shows you again how meaningful, like I said before, it is for people to love and to feel that they are loved. That's the whole concept and philosophy of this particular time. And like I said, it gives a chance to many people to lie to each other because of material expectations, you know? So it's another day of business. The interpretations of love. But if you really understand that when we share that feeling of love, that we understand that it comes with service and sacrifice. And once we are not prepared to serve and sacrifice, it's very difficult for us to exchange love on Valentine's Day. Because the story of Saint Valentine, after he was then knighted as a saint, it's because of sacrifice and service. The two foundational elements that I am of the opinion is based on the concept of love, service and sacrifice. And so when I say to you, would you like to be my Valentine? It means, are you prepared to serve me and sacrifice with me or for me? But that's not the way it is looked upon, brothers and sisters, at this particular point in time. But it's all love. Love in the different forms that we perceive love to be. Did Adam love Eve? It's a nice question to ask on a day like today. Did Eve love Adam? Did Cain love Abel? Did Delilah love Samson? Did Ram love Sita? Did Sita love Ram? It's, you know, it's all these different aspects of examples that were given to us. And then we also have the love of the leaders of countries to the people that they are supposed to serve. Service, something that we find very difficult to do. Because once we are prepared to serve, then we have to be prepared to sacrifice if we say that we love. And so I want to wish all the lovers a blessed Valentine's Day, for when these things are established in a society, and it's established all over the world, there is nothing one can do but hope that those who are indulging themselves in the concept and the actions and the rituals of Valentine's Day would eventually understand the true meaning of being able to sacrifice. There's so many people who are married, who separate. You know, 99% of the time when marriages don't work, it's because they're not prepared to sacrifice. That's all it is. It's regardless of what you do to me or what I did to you, or when you, it has nothing to do with it. Once we are prepared to sacrifice, regardless of what you might do to me, but I want to sacrifice because I love you. You see? And I am ready to serve you. And things might not be the way I would like it, but I am already with you. And now comes the sacrifice. You see, after people are married for a while, then they grow so accustomed to each other that the next thing and the next stage of that love has to be sacrifice. You know everything about each other. You know what you like to eat, how you like to sleep, you know everything about each other. And so many years have been passed. So the next thing is now to sacrifice. The real, true aspect of Valentine's Day. So I wish my brothers and sisters who are celebrating their love for each other, or because that's what it is. This is not the love for the children, this is love for each other, and love for family, and love for people in general, love for society, love for your country, love for God. So we have been told, thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart and all thy soul first, and thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. And that is why when we are prepared to serve God and to sacrifice our desires for the sake and the blessings of God, then it will not be difficult for us in relationships to be able to sacrifice and to serve. But may Allah bless those who are truthful in their hearts about the love that they exchanged, or they exchange on a day like today, which is meant a day of true love that one should have for another.
His own monster, weapons of damnation and disaster, no sign at all of human rights. The day has turned into night. Is racialism so, and segregation so? Which way is left to go? I don't know. Love thy neighbor. Tell me, what about he ain't heavy, he's my brother. Nobody cares a damn anymore. All they got on their mind is war.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. And so as we are on the theme of love, we must also understand that in order to serve a people, one must be able to love those people. in the situation that we find ourselves in now politically. See, a brother asked me, he says, Brother Iamei, you know, I listened to your sermon, and then, you know, I wonder why you always, you know, speak about the political aspect of society. I says, yes, because I am not able to perceive anything that happens concerning the welfare and the upliftment and the enhancement of a people without God. For God is a living God. I have a problem in not understanding if people do not understand that we are dealing with a God that is alive, a living God. And so everything that concerns us God has got to be involved. So I told him that, and I said, you know, I do not separate so-called politics from religion. For the prophets and the messengers of God have always had to look after the welfare of their people who were dominated and who were oppressed by outside forces. And they were always men and women who had to sacrifice themselves because of the love that they had for the people. And I still continue to look, observe, and listen to the campaign that is being run. And those who are vying for earthly leadership and the promises that are being made. Good promises, promises that are maybe coming from the head, the heart, or the foot, wherever it's coming from. But the thing is that it is important that it comes with love. It's Valentine's Day, so we can speak about the love of the leaders for the people. And what is very important is to understand that if you don't love God, then you can't love the people. We are believing men and women. We believe in a living God. And if we listen to you in your campaign speeches, and we are listening to hear something about what God has instructed you to do for us, we listen for what is coming from Om. Om. It's a very important word. You know, Om, when you say Om, it's God. It's the meaning of God among the Hindus. And Om is the only word for God that you can say without moving your tongue. Om. Try, and you will see. Then we want to hear something about Allah. You know, so Allah hasn't got anything for us. Om hasn't got anything for us. Jehovah hasn't got anything for us. Jah hasn't got anything for us. It's only you that have something for us. Only you that can give us everything. Nothing that's coming to us is coming in the name and the nature of Almighty God. Why is it so difficult for those of you who are campaigning with the desire, today is Valentine's Day, to serve us? For that is your desire, isn't it? You're campaigning so that you can gain the leadership to serve us. That means give us what we would like. And here is one that we're asking for. We're asking for you to make your promises in the name of God. Meaning, when you speak, that it is an all-inclusive power that you're speaking about. We're speaking about the O. We're speaking about the Allah. We're speaking about the Jehovah. We're speaking about the Jah that owns the oil, that owns the sugar, that owns the rice, that owns all the things you're promising us, but you're not promising us in that name. That's all we ask, brothers and sisters, as a matter of understanding that we in our community to be secured in whatever we do. And we are only secured when we know that God is involved. When we hear promises made to us that are made in the name of God. For we know that once they are made in the name of God, you can't go back on those promises. We know that once it's made in the name of God, there is no contract from no company, no oil this that cannot be reversed. We know that as believing men and women. You might call yourself politicians, but you all have a belief. You're all endowed in your hearts with belief. You all know about God. So why not let us hear what you know, so that we can be rejoiced. For all the glory, whatever we are to have as a people to enhance our lives and the lives of our children, it has to be given to us by God. There is no one else that can promise us anything without including God that we can believe. For we have seen otherwise. And once God is involved, we know. But it's no use telling us, well, you know, we believe in God, we don't have to say anything. No, no, no. To God be the glory. So when you promise us in the name of God, you are glorifying God. And that is the one that we have to glorify. So if you love Almighty God, you will love the people, and your promises will be made in the love for God and the people. And then they are sincere. Even if they are difficult, they are sincere. But you promising me from yourself, I've seen it, brothers and sisters. We have seen it. It hasn't worked. It hasn't worked. So the message is to you, those of you who are campaigning, that you're dealing with a people 95% or 98% who are believers in a God, and who believe that if anything good is to happen to them now, it has to be by the grace of God. For man has failed in so many ways. So we want to hear. We know you must promise, but please, we are asking again to promise in the name of God, which is encompassing all the names that we use for God in our multi-religious and multinational society. God meaning those powers that our people believe in, the power of God to help them, to look after them. Those are the people that you're asking to support you. You cannot ask them without including Almighty God in your plea bargaining. May Allah guide you, to keep you, and may you all have the love in your heart for each other and enjoy a blessed Valentine's Day. And remember that the truth is the truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Assalamu alaikum.
Breaking down is a whole big runaround. A lot of talk is what goes on, while the world is left to mourn. Starvation taking toll, where comes out of control. The atmosphere is cold, so cold. Oh Lord, tell me, what about love thy neighbor? Tell me, what about he ain't heavy, he's my brother. Nobody cares a damn anymore. All they got on their mind is war, war. Tell me, what about equal rights and justice? Tell me, what about peace and happiness? Hey! They making new laws every day, and those of the mass